Hey, what is going on YouTube? Aaron here. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. The Montana main has another one for you. No, I'm just kidding. This game was captured a few weeks ago, but I wanted to put it up for a few reasons. Number one, last night, if you guys saw on stream, was just, it was one of those nights on Legends, man. Griefing destroyers, terrible teammates. I mean, the terrible teammates thing is nothing new, and we always say it's getting worse, but it's probably just the same. It's games like this that make us often forget those terrible teammates. And this game, it was so much fun. There's a few reasons I wanted to put this game up now. Number one, just it was an epic replay. We get just probably the most satisfying double dev strike you will ever see, and I actually have a few little shorts coming up, so make sure you guys pay attention to those, as well as a lot of fun and interactive, I guess, opinion type videos, the next 3 legendary ships that should come to Legends, because Wargaming, as we mentioned yesterday, did announce that 3 are on the way. So stay tuned for that while I'm out of town, and I would really appreciate some algorithm love, but you guys always give it. And the second part of this video is we have Mr. Tuna Man, and the reason that we'll be out of town is we're going to Colorado. We're going to meet up with Mr. Josh, Mr. Bretta, and of course Jason the Tuna Man as well. And also Watson lives there, as well as Angelo, I think he said. So if you guys are in Denver this weekend, message me on Discord. I kind of have to know you a little bit, before we meet up in public, stranger danger. But yeah, message me, and I'm going to be hanging out in Denver on Thursday, as well as a little bit on Friday, and then up to Loveland for the Shaw Classic, which has basically become a tradition now, as we've gone 2 years in a row. But just a fun time. I really enjoy Denver. Denver's a cool city. But here we have this Montana, this game in this Montana. We were in a division with Mark, which is Don't Peek. And if you guys need a division, I have a few more slots, or a fleet rather. If I have a few more slots, as well as Mark. He is the leader of OTE2, and I think we're going to get Finney to get together OTE3. I know we haven't really talked about fleets in a minute, but Mark is just a cool dude. He actually comes in super clutch in this game. If you've been paying attention so far, we've basically just been repositioning. There's no destroyers in this game, so limited spotting. We take a risky shot here, and I should have waited. If you see, this Montana actually beached, backed up, and then went forward again, and we miss a good chunk of those shots. If you'll notice, though, we have been on fire twice already from that Alaska. I will say that Alaska actually did do a decent job of positioning and using his teammates for spots. But there comes a point in the game where I gave a little cue to Mark here, and he followed it out beautifully, and we actually have a fun screenshot for that, but that comes later in the game. Just, a pro tip or trying to be a better battleship player, don't ever put out a single fire. We do actually get a fireproof medal in this game. Don't want to ruin it, but it's on the thumbnail. And the reason being is we mitigate our fire damage. We've been on fire twice now, like we just mentioned, but they have been both single fires, and it is only until we tick that double fire at which time we put it out. But also something to pay attention to, yes, that Alaska could potentially lob, but we have kind of put that island in between us, and that is when the opportunity of a lifetime pops up. I'm going to go ahead and leave in the live audio just because it was so fantastic. Here we go.
I'm so fucked. I'm absolutely fucked. Oh! Please be good. Please be good. Ow!
Oh, what a time to be alive. Also, if you guys will notice, I actually double ripple fired that, so ripple fire better? No, I'm just kidding. What the RNG that dreams are made of. Dev strike into a double strike, and we actually just missed the double dev strike because I think somebody from the opposite flank just took off just enough from that second Mino, but I know we would have dev struck him the double citadel with multiple pens. Anyway, so an absolutely glorious reposition as this Kurfürst makes his way in, but you can still see that I'm actually around 1/3 health with a current fire ticking and on damage con still from that other double fire. And that is when the Alaska lobs over the mountain here, and I'm just going to leave the in-game audio because, it just kind of leads to a funny part of the game.
Guys, Mark, go ram that Alaska, dude. I will Venmo you $10 right now, Mark, if you go ram that mother trucker. He has kept me on fire this whole game.
So, to all my battleship mains out there, It does happen to the best of us, yes, but with good team play and good management of, of course, your damage cons and heals, you can survive the fire spam, right? Just don't sit in one square. That is my brief message to you guys. But here we kind of have to reposition because of this Kurfürst, but don't leave just yet. If you saw the medals on the thumbnail, this game good already, but it gets even better. Kurfürst, I respect his position because he is, of course, trying to push in a German battleship. And I actually saw a video from De Fresh Potato, who's kind of a new content creator. His video popped up on my page, and he had a pretty glorious push in a Tirpitz. And we always love when a beautiful, German battleship play works out, but in this case, it did not. We got his broadside, and good night. Thanks for playing. And that is kill number 3. We're going to go ahead and skip the repositioning part, but I get a salvo on that Alaska, and unfortunately, he just stops. Look at the accuracy on that one. Unfortunate that he stopped. It could have been a potential third dev strike, but I'm actually just a touch glad that I did not get the dev strike on him because we have just a hilarious moment, which is why, despite, streams like last night where, teammates and RNG just doesn't go your way, you have nights like tonight where it's just so much fun because Mark is on his way to ram him. Now, unfortunately, there's still a bunch of battleships over there, and we're still trying to take out that Alaska, but as you can see by that shot on Mark, he did not get it off, but being a man of my word and just a man of principle, I went ahead and sent him the Venmo anyway. So, Mark, you're an absolute legend. I appreciate you, dude. You're a fun guy to be around. Also, I think Mark is a new father, and that is when we get that Alaska. Oh, man. Nothing sweeter than citadeling that pesky HE spammer who's been getting you all game. Now, the Alaska's not really an HE spammer, but we've been on fire, 6 times from him throughout the game? So, yeah, regardless. So, paying attention to the principles, right? Don't put out single fires. Don't sit in the same square for them to spam you. Reposition, have your team, Venmo your team $10 to go ram them. No, I'm just kidding. But we can still learn from these games, right? These fun games where, it's me just kind of messing around playing the game, which is all I really care about anymore. We can still learn from them. Now, something I could have learned here is I definitely should have used my spotter planes a bit more, but we are basically maxed on our dispersion, and we have a ×4 on damage. So we don't really need too much more accuracy, but it would be nice. And it actually does come up clutch that we saved at least one of these planes here in a minute. Again, we're going to skip a little bit of the boring repositioning parts. I beached with a Montana, so I'm sure you guys don't want to see me reverse a skyscraper for 2 or 3 minutes there. But we get a lob. The target select grabbed that other Montana instead of the FDG there, but we get 1 turret off and a nice 2 pens. So just shots like that are sometimes what makes the difference. That one salvo where he's broadside, and yes, I messed up the first gun there, but we got a second shot off there, and if you notice, 2 pens for around 8,000 damage. That's sometimes key in winning these closer battles. Now, of course, our team all bundled up by C, and we took care of our flank at A. But in games that are much closer, as we mentioned with destroyers, and just sometimes getting that extra shot off. Now, also something to keep in mind is sometimes people don't like to go dark and reposition, as we did a little bit with that Alaska spamming us. Sometimes it is more beneficial for you to go dark. A good example would have been that FDG. Now, I don't know if he would have been in the detection range. I'm pretty sure he would have for Mr. Tuna there. But if he would have gone dark, then we would, like here, for example, we would have not been able to get off that salvo and get an extra free 8,000 damage from him. But if you guys haven't noticed already, we are on 4 kills, and we are looking, of course, for the 5th. No high caliber yet, but as you guys know, a high caliber is 30% of your team's overall damage. So with 5 battleships and 4 cruisers, the damage is going to be a lot higher than matches with destroyers, obviously, as cruisers and battleships carry more health than destroyers for the most part. We get a shot off, but it looked like, I don't know why they pop in and out of detection like that. The rules of concealment, which always seem to apply to me, value that you're spotted for at least 3 seconds, but it didn't look like he was. Anyway, we're going to take a shot on this guy here. It looks like he's coming around. We had the plane popped for the previous shot. I don't think it counts for this one, but regardless, we're still maxed out on dispersion with a ×4 damage, and those plunging fire shots are always worth it. He actually loses a chunk of health right before, but I'm glad he did because That is the Kraken. 3 pens, 4 over pens. Kraken Unleashed, high caliber. No Confederate metal this game. Our team did a decent job, but what a fun game, man. And this is the reason we play. Roger, Mr. BB63 veteran, who I've got to do kind of a little dedicated video on. He just visited the Missouri. He said it best. Legends is like that game of golf. You get that one shot or that one game, and you're kind of always chasing it. As we get the fireproof metal there and show the 15.5-inch, I mean the 22-inch. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. I don't really have that big arms, but when I flex sometimes with unique lighting, they look decent. And also we just have to, of course, flex on them with the 3069 XP there. 5 kills, high caliber, dev strike, double strike, and like we said, the fireproof. So a few things to learn and just a fun game. We're always chasing that perfect game, and we have one coming up in the Pensacola for you guys. So I hope you guys have a great weekend. I will actually not be back until Tuesday or Monday night, but I won't be streaming then. We get back pretty late. The trip to Denver is nice because you gain a couple hours with the time change, but coming back you lose those, so it's pretty rough. But I really appreciate you guys. The viewership has been crazy. The donations, the memberships. Toy Bandit, for goodness, half of you probably who are in the streams have a membership from him. But just the viewership, even if you're just somebody who watches the videos, I really appreciate it. That, and of course liking and subscribing to the channel always helps. I wasn't a big I never really liked any videos or subscribed up until I had a YouTube channel. So I know I know some people just don't care about that stuff, but it does help. So that and comments. But yeah, you guys have a great weekend. I'll be on Discord, and like I said, if you're in the Denver area Thursday, Friday, or in Loveland on Friday, Saturday, let me know. Love you guys. Have a great weekend. I'm out. Peace.